there's this numinous sense that I get in these kinds of environments, and it sometimes leaves me kind of short for words. So the Passion friends have talked me into doing a little solo artist date. I've seen Darcie and Maryellen do it now, and it seems like a fun time, so I'm going to try my hand at it.
What is an artist date, you ask yourself? Well, I will let someone who's already done this explain.
We are reading The Artist's Way right now as a part of a Passionfroot book club. In that book, Julia Cameron recommends going on one artist date per week, purely for fun, all by yourself, just to entertain the artist in you / your inner child.
To refill my cup, my artist cup, I'm gonna go out, spend a few hours, and not take my laptop with me.
So now you know what's up. I'm gonna go have so much fun for me. Yay!
It's the weekend and I've got some time to myself, so I'm gonna hit up this farmer's market that they do fairly frequently. Probably not gonna get anything from it necessarily, but there is a coffee shop that I want to go to. March 21, it's this cute little family-owned Korean cafe. Cute little family-owned Korean cafe, and I'm gonna go get me some coffee and then hit up some of my favorite spots around town that I go to when I need a boost.
So here's that farmer's market I was telling you about. It's pretty cute. It happens most weekends as far as I know, and it's a really great spot to stop by. I'm on my way to the coffee shop March 21, and it's really popular actually.
I just barely beat the long lineup. Long lineup.
I ended up getting an ube latte, which was really nice, non-dairy, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine if I was actually just ending it there?
All right, not that anyone needed another video of me in my car, but this is my natural habitat. But I'm going to exit the car and head over to one of my favorite places to go in town for reasons that you will understand very quickly once I show you. It's not often that I get to go out and try out new gear or just go a little bit window shopping for music stuff. But Long and McQuade, if you're familiar with Canada, Long and McQuade is one of our main musical instrument and equipment chains. And yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna maybe try out some guitars that I absolutely do not need more of.
In fact, I'm going to speed round some guitar opinions for you. Going to look at these things they got on display and let you know what I think about each and every one of these guitars that stood out to me. Gibson, highly overrated and overpriced. I will not be taking questions. Gibson SG is cool though. I can kind of rock with that. Fender is the GOAT, and this one looks really cool. I don't think I've ever played a Kramer before, but this one looks cool, and it's got a floating bridge with a locking nut, and I think that's cool because I like to play dive bombs. Locking nut for the win. I don't think I know this brand, but this guitar in particular looks cool. Ibanez is my favorite guitar company, and I don't care how many old heads say that they're just mindless shredder guitars because they're not. They're so much more than that. Fender Telecasters are beautiful guitars and they sound so unique. You really need to try one at least once in your life because they're awesome. Accidental Property Destruction is also awesome. Don't tell anybody, please. I didn't mean to. This one is really interesting looking because the tuning pegs on the headstock are backwards facing, and it kind of reminds me of the oud, which is an Arabic instrument that preceded the guitar historically. It's got that backwards facing headstock. That's really interesting. I've never seen that in real life before. Headless Ibanez 7-string multi-scale guitar. I definitely have to try this one out. This is cool, and it's also really weird looking. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm gonna have to come back and try it. Also, I'm gonna have to look into it more and find out, why does this guitar give you cancer? That seems wrong. Hey, look, it's the Ibanez RGMS7. That's my guitar. Well, that's the cousin of my guitar. This one is the store's guitar. My guitar is at home. But anyways, I love this guitar. I'm so happy they're still selling it. I don't know if this is just aggressively consumeristic of me, but honestly, when I do need a boost, I just go to a music store and I look at stuff that I'm probably not going to buy, but something about thinking about the possibilities is exciting to me. I'll look at effects that I want. I've wanted that phase shifter for a long time. It's really cool, but it's not urgent. Ocean's 11, if I was going to get a reverb pedal, that would absolutely be it. That thing has so many gorgeous sounds in it. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And if I wasn't going to get that, then the Canyon there would also be a close second. But again, I don't really need most of these things. I did actually need this adapter, so I did end up buying that. Let's head on over to the acoustic section and look at more things I don't need, aka acoustic guitars. Although I would like to replace the acoustic I currently have at one point. I don't play much acoustic guitar, so it's always interesting to me to come in here and see what my gut instincts are.
Got a nice classical here. What is this? I don't recognize that label. Oh, it's a Godin. It's kind of pretty. The headstock is really pretty. Let's try this thing out. Let's play a 12 string. If it's in tune, we'll find out. And it's a Taylor, so I can vibe with that.
One of my major lifetime musical goals is to have my own proper home studio where a few people could get together and work on song ideas, demo things out, do some recording. And an electronic drum kit like this would go a long way towards making that happen. I would love to have something like this. It would just make it so much more natural and organic to lay out drum parts rather than just working only inside the computer. So that's a long-term goal, but I don't got money like this right now. Hey, look, they have a kalimba. That's really, really cute. I love these things. I want to play it. Aw. Alright, we are back to the cancer guitar. I have no other name for it. So we're going to try this thing out and see what it does to me, and moreover, what I can do with it. And we're going to be going through this Mesa Boogie and no other effects besides what's on that amp. But first, of course, I have to tune it in a way that's very different from what I'm used to. I could see it being intuitive once you've gotten accustomed to it, but hey, first time for everything. After this, I got bored and left. The end. Editing style so hyperpop, so brat, not very demure or mindful.
What's up, y'all? So it's a little bit later. I had to go get rid of some of my Bojangles and ornaments and whatever. I changed my shoes and stuff because I'm going out for a hike. I'm a big walker. If you follow us on social media, you'll know that I am often walking my dog in my story takeovers, and I'm taking myself for a walk this evening. Late afternoon, early evening, I don't know how you define that, but I'm here at a local park near where I live, and it's beautiful here, so I'm going to show you some footage of just this trail. Very few things stimulate my imagination like being in a densely wooded area surrounded by huge trees. Like, that just activates something in me that I can't even begin to describe. So we're gonna get out there. My only issue is that I'm having a hard time figuring out what kind of music I'm in the mood for. It's an odd day. Metal of most kinds is not seeming to cut it for me. We'll see what comes to my mind once we get in there, but yeah, we'll see what ends up being on the playlist, because I'm in a weird mood right now. I'm in a really weird mood, and I don't know how to describe it. So I'm hoping getting out in nature a bit is gonna level me out. We'll see.
So I got out into the park, and it was a really beautiful day out. I did end up finding something to listen to, and it was the album Speechless by the Canadian songwriter and musician Bruce Cockburn. Absolute legend, and if you want a good instrumental album, that one's great. Anyways, I'm just showing you some of the sights and sounds of the park on the entrance area. They've got a lot of cool programs and stuff that they seem to run. I've not attended a lot of it, but I just wanted to get in there. As I began getting into the trail, there was this quiet and the stillness that came over me, obviously, given the scenery. And my goal was to get away from some of these paved trails and get towards some of the areas where I could go off the pavement and just be on some of the dirt trails. I think anything that really gives me the chance to really connect with nature is just ideal. One thing I always find is that these phone cameras, when it comes to really capturing scenery and the depth of things, never really quite do it justice. So
if it looks just like, oh, it's just trees, it's because, yes, it's just trees, and maybe it's not that exciting as far as like what the camera is able to pick up. Like, that's probably washed out with light anyways, but to me it is very nice in here, and I'm hoping to get to a point where I can get off of the paved trails and onto some dirt roads, because that's where the good stuff starts.
Ironically enough, it was around this time last year when I most recently had come out to this park to just take a walk by myself. I had gone through an experience that was very distressing for me and really left me unsettled and unhappy, and I had tried to come out into these woods as a way to just recenter myself, let off some steam, and just have a moment of quiet where I could just get some of that negativity out of my system. It's a little crazy to me, though, that it took like a year for me to actually come back and take another walk here, especially after I know that this is such an effective way for me to unload some stress.
I love getting to parts of the trail that are like this. Obviously, this is, intentionally built and maintained by, the city, like Parks, Forestry. I don't know whose department is in charge of this, but this is really nice out here. Like, this water is a little murky right now, and I'm so sure that you're not going to be able to see anything in here, but you'd be surprised at the number of turtles that you can find out here. That's really something. If you stay out here long enough, you actually do catch quite a bit of interesting wildlife. Like, for me, this part of southern Ontario, like everything from here all the way through like Toronto and beyond, even further up north, just Ontario in general, we have a lot of beautiful scenery. We have a lot of even like within the limits of major cities, you've got a lot of spaces where you can really get just out in nature and like really be surrounded by it, and that's always been like really peaceful for me and really rejuvenating. So anytime I can get out in an environment like this, like it's great. And I'm not kidding. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever been to Toronto. I'm not in Toronto right now, but maybe next time I'm there, I'll stop by one of my favorite parks and take some footage. But like, when you're in Toronto, you can get into spaces that are like this, even within the city limits, pretty easily. Like, we have a lot of green space. Unfortunately, with local politics being what they are, some of that green space is being threatened right now, and I think it would be a real shame to lose it. So wherever you happen to be, if you can do your part, your civic duty to advocate for preserving natural spaces in the places where people live, I think that's a worthwhile endeavor, because there's a lot of good that can come from being in a spot like this in terms of your own personal well-being. Look, a snake. I found a snake. Hello, little snake. Sorry to anyone who's afraid of snakes, but I don't often get to see an actual snake live in real life in nature. Look at this little guy. Hello, my friend. You are on YouTube right now. Just chilling in the middle of the road. He's probably so scared of me. I'm so big and loud compared to his tiny little existence. So, yes, hello. Sniffing the air with your flicking tongue. Oh, hello. Oh, you rolled over. Time to make your way off the road. Okay, little buddy. Don't freak out. Okay, bye.
The audio in this next clip did not turn out well, so I just turned it down. But look at this little rabbit I saw. There was actually two of them, but I was trying to be quiet and not move too quickly, just so I wouldn't scare him away. But look at him, he's so cute. He's so cute. This is the thing, you go for nature walks, and then you run into nature, out in nature, doing nature things, or mostly just being terrified of the gigantic, booming-voiced human standing by, obviously filming him and putting him on the internet. He didn't consent to this. I'm a monster, actually, now that I think about it. So my walking trail had kind of looped around through one side of the trail back to the entrance, and then there was another direction I could go. So I opted to try that out. I'd kind of forgotten the different paths. But as this track by Bruce Cockburn came on, my mood, in combination with the scenery and what I was hearing, it awoke something deep inside of me. And it was very, very melancholic, very somber, and deeply reflective. And the mental state that I was in for the remainder of the time that I was in these woods was really, really hard for me to pin down. There was this strange combination of, I don't want to say sadness, but this sense of longing and yearning, incompletion and yet tranquility. And I don't know if that's just something that exists in nature, if there's this solemnity that exists out in natural spaces that can map onto whatever you've got going inside of yourself, but I was kind of tripping out at this point. And as I decided it was time to turn back and go home, I think I also realized that there was a huge contrast between the highly artificial and commercial first half of my day spent among dead trees turned into guitars, and this highly real, grounded part of my day. Within the last month, my band had put out a record that was a lot of stress for me to make. We had a couple shows already, and we still have one more show coming up to support this record. And a lot of that stress, on top of work and other things that I'm anticipating in my life, big changes on the horizon, really came to the surface. I think there's something about natural spaces that can really tap into the part of yourself that is real, the part of yourself that is also part of nature. And the fakeness of everyday life washes away and connects you to what's really going on.
That was good. What's going on with my sleeve here? That was good. Back out of the natural environment into my natural habitat, which is the car. Good to get out in nature. That grounded me. I don't know that it made me happy, like in like a exuberant, colorful, buoyant type of way, but it grounded me, which was good, which was what I needed with the week that I know is ahead of me when I get back to work. It was good to connect with some real emotions and a deep sense of whatever it means to belong to this world and the space around me. See some wildlife and life going on apart from the hustle and bustle of work culture and stuff like that. It's all very centering. The thought that came to me while I was out there is that there's this natural melancholy in these kinds of spaces. And I don't know what it is per se, but like I feel very connected to it. And it's not like a bad thing. It's not a negative feeling. It's just profound and still and calm, tranquil, but with a deep sense of yearning for the preservation of that piece, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. There's this numinous sense that I get in these kinds of environments, and it sometimes leaves me kind of short for words.
I'm literally sitting here editing this video, y'all, and like, remember when I was talking about how I made this EP with my band? Yeah, I've been singing about this feeling for like the last few months. Like I know exactly what I'm talking about.
I guess the dichotomy of my like artist day is me shopping for musical instruments and being within the sphere of human artifice and commerce, and then being further removed from it, and I guess trying to decipher what that means to navigate between those two extremes, between those two poles of existence. And maybe that's what this life is just finding out what that means. I'll leave you with that. Thank you for joining me on this day. Sorry for the more somber turn towards the end, but that's kind of where this has left me at right now. Reflective, not bad, but reflective. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts. Let's continue growing together.